It seems nothing can stop Nicole Kidman. After the birth of her first daughter, Sunday Rose, she hinted that acting may take a back seat, but it hasn't. She's now had her second daughter, Faith, and then she also had an Oscar nomination in tandem. So it seems that motherhood and acting kind of go well with each other for our favourite redhead. Although one of our most famous exports, Nick was actually born in Honolulu. Sydney raised, her first role was as a loud sheep in a school drama production, and she was hooked. At only 15, she landed her first gig, appearing in the video clip for Pat Wilson's song Bop Girl. She went on to BMX Bandits and got some minor parts on TV shows like A Country Practice. And with a bit of experience under her belt, she dropped out of school to pursue acting full-time.
When I act, I can kind of get lost in somebody else's skin and I can hide behind a character. But if I had to walk down a hall like that as Nicole, forget it.
Nick continued to be offered TV and theatre roles, and as a sign of things to come, one night she received a note of congratulations and encouragement from an audience member, a film student who invited Nicole to appear in her short film. Nicole turned it down as it conflicted with her own school exams. That student was Jane Campion, who went on to direct The Piano. As fate would have it, the pair did go on to work with each other in Portrait of a Lady. It was alongside Sam Neill and Billy Zane in Dead Calm that Nicole really got noticed. One person she definitely impressed was Tom Cruise. Whilst at a film festival in Japan, Nick received a call from Tom's people asking her to audition with Tom in LA for his next film. Naturally, Nick obliged. She towered over the megastar in the audition and thought that would be that. But the next day, the call came that would change her life. Tom had no problem with her height and wanted her for Days of Thunder. The pair sizzled on screen, and after a whirlwind romance, they married. Nick became Mrs. Tom Cruise, adopted 2 children, and relocated permanently to LA.
Being an Australian, you tend to be a little more laid back. Being in America, you have to, it's very, very competitive, and so it's one of the things you've really got to become, I think, more passionate about it, and in a more overt way.
You may not know, Dustin Hoffman was actually the best man at their wedding. And then Nick's next role was as Dustin's gangster mole in Billy Bathgate. Then Tom wielded his considerable influence and cast Nicole opposite him in Far and Away.
It was great to work with Tom, and I've always wanted to work with him again after I worked with him on Days of Thunder. And we had a lot of fun, and we'd love to do more movies together.
Nicole's next standout role, and one of her most well-known to date, was as a ruthlessly ambitious weather girl in Gus Van Sant's To Die For. She won a Golden Globe for her efforts, and now Hollywood started to take her seriously, even though it was snidely whispered that there wasn't much acting required for Nicole in the role, with unkinder circles giving her something of an ice queen reputation.
I think I hope I have it in a lot better perspective than she does. I mean, she's to the point of being absolutely ruthlessly obsessive. I think there's a difference between healthy ambition and ruthless obsession.
After winning a Golden Globe with To Die For, Nicole was keen to explore her acting range and really show Hollywood what she was capable of by tackling as many genres as she could. Next, she starred in Jane Campion's period drama, Portrait of a Lady. Nicole connected with the role.
Doing To Die For gave me the confidence to play Isabel, because Isabel's actually, for me, a harder role to play.
Mentally exhausted after the arduous shoot, Nicole decided to take a lighter role opposite George Clooney in The Peacemaker. Then signed on with her husband for the psychological thriller Eyes Wide Shut, to be directed by legendary filmmaker Stanley Kubrick. The film had a grueling schedule over 400 days, and the shoot was subject to intense security and scrutiny by the media. But Nicole took it all in her stride.
It didn't seem difficult at the time, because the way Kubrick works, by the time you come to shoot it, it doesn't seem difficult. It's just embedded in you. So you're not dealing with, oh my gosh, am I going to get this? Because you know he's not going to stop till he's got what he wants. So then it's just allowing yourself to exist within the skin of that character.
The film was a critical disappointment, but audiences flocked to see it to get a glimpse of what they saw as the private lives of Nicole and Tom. In 1999, Nicole decided to try a genre she'd never experienced, the musical. It was Baz Luhrmann's extravaganza, Moulin Rouge.
When Baz came to me with this, that was the thing I was terrified about. I wasn't terrified about doing the acting, but I was terrified about not being able to deliver in with the singing and the dancing. And he said, no, we're gonna do an audition process to see whether your voice is there. And we did that, and then he said, I want you to do the role. Thank God.
In early 2001, the Hollywood fairy tale collapsed when the couple announced their separation. Tom filed for divorce, and rumours circulated about reasons for the split, citing everything from affairs to Scientology to a 10-year marriage contract. Nicole buried herself in her work and was rewarded with a Golden Globe and Oscar nomination for her performance in Moulin Rouge. At the 2001 Golden Globes, she was dual nominated for Moulin Rouge and The Others. One of her passion projects was The Hours, which gave her the amazing chance to work with two of her idols, Meryl Streep and Julianne Moore, both of whom she hadn't met before filming began.
Something quite unusual about that, but then now, obviously, we know each other well, and I'm just so happy to share a movie with Meryl Streep. I mean, for me, she was the goddess, you know, she was the great actress who I was aspiring to be.
Finally, her talent, rather than her divorce, took centre stage when she was awarded an Academy Award in 2003 for her role as Virginia Woolf in The Hours. The hot topic on awards night was actually the prosthetic nose she wore during production.
Where's the nose? Well, it was actually a different nose every day. But I was given a silver nose by the producers when we wrapped. I'll have that.
Nicole Kidman had won her Oscar. She was at the peak of her career, but she was determined to keep the momentum going. In 2008, Nicole came home to work with Baz again on the epic Australia. The film showcased the outback with a big budget, and Nicole got to experience the wonder of this great land.
I now have really seen the magic of what we have here, and I mean magic.
Working with Nicole is special and unique. It is extraordinarily rare to be working with one of the finest actors in the world. For that actor to also be one of the most glamorous and interesting movie stars. I mean, Nicole combines those things. She is a serious actor. She is a fabulous movie star.
Nicole also found love again off-screen. In 2005, she met country singer Keith Urban at a G'day USA event. And the rest, as they say, is history. They married a year later, and in 2008, they had a gorgeous baby girl, Sunday Rose. Despite the ups and downs she's experienced personally and professionally, Nicole remains grounded.
Ultimately, you know that it's very fleeting, that it's going to go at some stage in the future, and so you just say, I want to respect it and cherish it.
Since then, Nick took a minor role in the musical Nine and starred and produced Rabbit Hole, which she was deeply attached to and fought hard to get off the ground.
I don't even know how to describe it because it's unusual, which is why I'm glad we got it made. And we had a really tough time getting it made because no one wanted to give us the money because they would say, well, what is it? And I actually think it's a drama, but it's also got huge comic elements, but it's very voyeuristic.
Nick received another Oscar nomination for her work. Although she didn't win, she received professional kudos for getting that sort of film off the ground and to the cinemas. It was whilst promoting Rabbit Hole this year that the Kidman Urbans revealed another addition to the family, a little girl called Faith Margaret, born by a surrogate. Now happily ensconced in Tennessee, it seems that Nick finally has it all, and it doesn't look like she's slowing down anytime soon. The question is, can anything stop our Nick? Well, possibly a bee. Rumour is that she's very allergic to them. Apart from that, I think she's pretty much unstoppable. Stay tuned to Star Picks for all the movies you know and the actors you love. Broadcast in glorious high definition with 5.1 surround sound where available. For all of the best